bodyguarding. Being on the road, as I said before, in the 70s and 80s, as a personal bodyguard to some of the elite rock and roll bands, it doesn't get better than that. I mean, what an incredible time. Of course, I'm not going to share any of the war stories, especially on YouTube, but it was great. But you know what, one of the great upsides to it all, above anything, in fact, I'm writing a book right now, and it's called In the Moment with Hindsight. And it's really based on the lessons that I learned from some of these people that were at the absolute top of their game. You don't get to be a Linda Ronstadt or a James Taylor or a Stevie Nicks or a Fleetwood Mac or a David Bowie without having incredible attributes that give you longevity at what you do. And there's very few people that have had the opportunity like I have to be in their presence just month after month after month, year after year. There's a lot of great lessons I learned from them. And I'm just sort of trying to do a very uplifting book about some of those lessons. Some of them I learned at the time, some of them I realized years later, hence the term in the moment, in hindsight, that sometimes I was do years later, I went, oh wow, now I know what that was all about. I'll give you an example, just one little quick example. Keith Richards was asked by a reporter one day about Jumping Jack Flash, and they asked him, they said, you know, don't you get bored playing the same Jumping Jack Flash riff at a time after time? You've done it thousands of times on the stage. And his answer really stuck to me, and he said to them, he said, no, because I'm still learning how to play it. He said, you might not be aware of it, but every time I play that on stage, every new time I do it, I'm trying to find a different way to play it. I'm trying to find something new. Because he said a lot of those songs, you'd write them, put them together, and within a few days you're in your studio and you're putting the tracks down. And I thought, wow, what a parallel to martial arts when we do our kata, when we do our stuff. It's very easy to get robotic-like, but how about we try and reinvent that technique, reinvent that form, that kata, every time we do it, be totally in the moment. And that was just an example of something I learned just from a very flippant reply from the Rolling Stones' Keith Richards.